Now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lifestyle with Dr. Moby, and we have NFL episode and NFL show. And today we are going to have Brian with me again. So, welcome to our NFL episode. So, how are you doing, Brian? How was the game?
Doing good.
Brian.
Just trying to beat out the weather here in North Virginia. Nasty weather.
Okay. So, yeah. So, I think we are having a little bit audio, but you said except for the little bit nasty weather, otherwise it's okay. Brian, I think we are having a little problem with it.
Interference.
Yeah,
Hello?
interference. Okay, so I think it's a thunderstorm or whatever, it's causing the interference. Okay, so tell me also about how were the games? Did you find any good games for last week?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My Cleveland game was came down with a minute 6 to go. Baker Mayfield hit Donovan Peoples Jones basically to win the game for us, and then Atlanta and Detroit came down to the end. Atlanta actually tried not to score, but Gurley ended up falling into the end zone.
Yeah, I know.
Gave Detroit too much time. Detroit came back on that, and then
Yeah, few
Seattle
games.
here.
Yeah, a few games were pretty good, pretty close, right? So let's do a catch up for the games from the last week. Hey, Brian.
I think we're having technical
Yeah,
difficulties again.
we're sorry we are having some technical issues, but tell me a little bit about the wrap up of the games we were doing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. And you were mentioning about the wrap up of the games.
Yeah, just the three that stood out in my mind was Cleveland, Cincinnati, Atlanta, Detroit, and Seattle, Arizona. Were really good games.
Okay. And what about? I think there were a few close matchups too, right? So I think let's recap those ones for the audience. So
The three.
the Pittsburgh, did you like the one for the Washington? I think was as predicted before. So I think that those were still kind of. I'll wrap it up for rest of the game. You like the Philly New York Giant game?
Yeah, it came down to the end. I mean, 2021.
Yeah.
That game was another close game, divisional game. Philadelphia is, right now leading that division.
And Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
Yeah, Pittsburgh jumps out early in the first half. I think it was like 27-7, and then they end up holding on to win the game 27-24. Tennessee, came back in the second half, but Pittsburgh gets the win. I picked against them, so I'll be picking them this week.
Yeah. And what about Buffalo? Dallas, Washington. That was a good game, right?
It was a good game. I picked Dallas. Washington really, put it to them 25-3. So I picked Dallas in that game. I think you end up picking Washington, right?
Yeah. I thought maybe they'll come back, but they didn't. So what about Buffalo? I think that was a good game.
Yeah, it started out. I mean, Buffalo. The Chiefs were winning that game. Buffalo, I think, scored like 6 field goals and won 18-10. So, but I picked Buffalo.
Okay. And then New Orleans game with Carolina. I think that was one-sided more.
Yeah, close game. New Orleans wins that one 27-24. I picked New Orleans. Who'd you have?
Yeah, I mean I had New Orleans, so and that I think the other game was Houston Green Bay game. So
Yeah, I picked Green Bay, and then they pretty much controlled that game 35-20. They get the win after having their loss the week prior to Bay.
hmm, yeah. So and then the Cleveland and Cincinnati game.
Yeah, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Cleveland gets the win. That was touch the game back and forth. They get the ball with a minute 6 left, and Baker, drove them down to get the winning touchdown. So that was a really good game. I picked Cleveland.
Okay. And what about Atlanta,
Detroit,
Detroit?
Atlanta is the same thing.
Yeah, watched a little bit of
It's
that.
another crazy game. Atlanta
Yeah.
scores late. They weren't even trying to score. Todd Gurley was, Matt Ryan tells him before the play, hey, don't score, don't score. Hand the ball off Todd Gurley. Detroit doesn't even try to tackle him, and somehow he falls into the end zone. And it left Detroit, much time left, and they drove back down with no time left on the clock. Stafford throws a touchdown pass, and Detroit gets the win.
Hmm. Yeah, and that is, I guess that we thought Detroit won't win, but I guess they won't. So mine was Atlanta, so I lost that. Seattle, I think Seattle we knew was gonna beat, right?
Well, Seattle, they were winning that game, and then somehow Arizona gets that game in overtime, and they pull it out. They intercept Russell Wilson in overtime, and Arizona gets a win in that game, which I had Seattle, but Arizona got the win.
Yeah, I got Seattle. I think there's only one person who had Arizona. So what about LA Rams?
Rams and Chicago. I had Chicago, and Rams won that game 24-10, so I lost that.
I also lost that too. And San Francisco, New England.
I picked San Francisco. They beat New England really bad. It was very lopsided, 33-6. I didn't anticipate New England looking that. Cam Newton played a really bad game, and it was after the game on his interview, he basically stated that.
Yeah. And Kansas City.
So going to be interesting to see how New England responds this week.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City, Denver, 43-16. Kansas City. I don't think anybody. Yeah, I had Kansas City. That was they beat Denver pretty handily.
Okay, and then we have Tampa Bay game. I think that was also probably one-sided game too.
Tampa Bay, Tom Brady looking really good. They're picking it up about halfway through the season, and I think Tampa Bay's starting to gel. Their defense is playing well. Their offense starting to click. Gronkowski's starting to be, part of the offense now, and Tampa Bay put it on the Raiders.
Mm-hmm. And LA Rams and Chicago game. I think that was close.
Yeah, I mean, I picked Chicago. Nick Foles, he is hot or cold, and he was definitely cold in this game. The Rams get the win 24-10. It's going to be interesting to see how Foles responds this week. If when he's hot, but when he's cold, he looks pretty mediocre. So,
yeah, and so I'm gonna then give my pick for week 8. So Atlanta versus Carolina. I think I'll go with I guess Atlanta. What do you think?
I was torn. It's I think it's in Carolina. Carolina's really Teddy Bridgewater's been performing pretty well the last couple of weeks. I'm going to go with Carolina this week.
Oh, you're good.
I'll
Okay,
guarantee you
and
they find they'll lose every week.
so you think they were gonna turn around?
I picked Atlanta, a couple times, and it seems like they fall apart in the fourth quarter somehow. Like last week, they had the game wrapped up, they score a touchdown, and their defense. I don't even know how much time was left, but it wasn't a lot. And Stafford drove Detroit down, and they won the game with no time left on the clock. So I'm going to go with Carolina.
Okay. And what about Pittsburgh Ravens? Oh my God, lot of rivalry
Big
here.
game. This will be, if Baltimore would win, they would, be in the a lot of season left, but they'd be tied. They'd be both be 6-1. But I'm going with Pittsburgh. I picked against them last week. I think they'll do enough on offense. Their defense, I think, Ravens offense for some reason is struggling this year. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
Okay. And Vegas at Cleveland. You think your Browns can pull this one?
So,
Yeah, yeah. I think we lost
my
him, but
says
I think,
last week against. Can you hear me?
yeah, it's weather is bad outside, so I think we are having problem with that. Yeah, you said the Cleveland. Your pick is Cleveland.
No, I'm going to go with Las Vegas. I mean, I want Cleveland to win, but I'm going to pick Las Vegas. So
Oh, but that's okay.
it's a win for me. So if the Browns win, that's good for me, and if they lose, I get a win in the pool. So
What about Titans at Cincinnati? I think probably Tennessee is gonna wrap this up, right?
yeah, I think Tennessee. Although the Bengals offense plays pretty well. Joe Burrow's had a fantastic rookie year, but
Hmm.
Tennessee is going to be way too much for Cincinnati.
Okay. And New England at Buffalo.
I'm going to go with Buffalo. Divisional game. New England hasn't really shown me anything in the last couple of weeks. I think Cam Newton will continue to struggle, and I think Buffalo's going to get the win there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. So what about Chargers at Denver?
I think this would be a good game. I mean, it's a divisional game, but Herbert, another rookie quarterback, has played exceptionally well. They got the win last week. I think they beat Jacksonville. I'm going to go with the Chargers this week.
Okay, you're gonna go Chargers. Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm torn. I'm gonna go with Denver. So maybe. What about San Francisco at Seattle?
This game I was pretty torn on. San Francisco's been putting together a couple good games. They're starting to look good on both sides of the ball. Seattle suffered that late loss last week. Theirs on overtime. I think Seattle bounces back and gets the win this week.
Yeah, I think it's hard to beat them at that. Yeah, at the stadium. I guess. What about New Orleans at Chicago?
I think this will be a really close game. Again, I don't know what Nick Foles is going to show up, so I'm going to pick Chicago. I'm hoping Nick Foles, the hot hand, shows up. Chicago's defense is pretty stout, so I'm going to go with Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just thinking New Orleans probably will be fine. So Dallas at Philly.
Philadelphia, I think Dallas just released two of their free agent veterans. They picked up Don Terry Pohl, the defensive tackle. They released him, and they released, I believe, a corner, Worley. I think they're struggling on both sides of the ball. Their defense was just struggling, but Dak Prescott has got injured. They've not done anything on offense as well. So I'm going to go with Philadelphia. And I think Philadelphia, like I said a couple weeks ago, I think they're going to end up winning this division.
Okay, and then we had Tampa at Giants.
I think, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks get the win pretty easily against the Giants.
Yeah, and do you think it'll be a high scoring or low scoring?
I think I picked 38 points. I don't see the Giants scoring a lot against Tampa Bay's defense, and I think Tampa Bay will put up anywhere 24 to 28 points, and maybe Giants get like 10 points. So that's why I picked 38. How about you?
Yeah, I think I did about 42. So you're right. I don't think it'll be a high scoring game or so. Okay, well that's wraps up that. So do you think any upsets for this week?
Any upsets? I don't know if it would be an upset, but maybe New England beating Buffalo if they can, Cam Newton can turn it around. That could be a potential so-called upset. I think the game of the week, though, is your Steelers against the Ravens, the AFC North game there. I think that's going to be probably the best game of the week.
Yeah.
So I'll have my eyes on that one Sunday.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I think I have that too. So, okay, well, with those in mind, I think we have a couple of callers calling in, and then we're gonna entertain them and take care of their picks, especially, and see if they wanna kind of. I have one about the future with Skins. I think Skins are probably Washington team, not Skin anymore. So Washington, they are probably doing worse. I guess their performance. I'm sure the fans are heartbroken. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked they put it on Dallas, but I think Dallas is a team to kind of keep your eyes on. McCarthy could be on the hot seat real soon. We've said Adam Gase in previous weeks, but I think he's another coach for whatever reason. They're not the players and that coaching staff. They're not on the same page. And Jerry Jones, I think, envisioned his Dallas Cowboys to be much better this year. So I would keep my eyes on that coaching situation. That could, potential firing for sure.
Okay. Yeah, with that in mind, thank you for watching our show. We'll be bringing up next week, next episode. And I hope everybody gives us feedback and their pictures and whatever they like to share with us. Keep watching NFL Show with Brian and Moby. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Take